This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, up to Wednesday now, October the 4th. I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. A little breezy out there. Wendy Ross joins us. And hi, Wendy. Yesterday was kind of an overcast and almost blustery day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. It almost looked like a winter's day. We were expecting a winter storm at any point, but the temperatures were not going to support that. Today, it's a little bit of a different story. We still have the winds, but we also have fair skies out there, mostly clear skies across the region. And what we're looking at right now are temperatures in the mid-70s. The dew point, once again, is the reason it feels so very comfortable outside, 67 degrees. And so we're also looking at those winds very strong out of the east-northeast at around 13 miles per hour. So today's forecast is calling for a high of 89 degrees with a 20% chance of rain. That's all, just a 20% chance, but it's still very strong as far as the winds are concerned. We'll be back to let you know about other developments in our weather department in just a few minutes.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Wendy. Checking the maps first off in Manatee County. Little blip there at State Road 70 at Lockwood Ridge from the Publix Plaza right there, otherwise pretty clear. Seeing a buildup there on 41 northbound from Fruitville up toward the North Trail, otherwise Clark Road, some congestion already. In South County, all clear at almost 5:02 now on your Wednesday morning. Our top story, the latest from Nokomis, where detectives say a man shot his wife, her 2 kids, and then himself. Our Adam Cellini has details of what's being called a double murder and suicide.
Neighbors near this home on Kenwood Avenue watched an argument between a husband and wife turn violent Monday night.
She threw something over the house. We found out now it was a cell phone. It must have been his cell phone. And next thing you know, he hit this girl so hard in the chest, we could hear it over there, knocked her down.
Thomas Ferguson says the fight between Anthony Isrig and his wife, Susan Ritigliano Garcia, continued back into the home. Investigators say another neighbor approached the house to help when Isrig came out, got into a car, and sped towards that neighbor, hitting this white car.
He got out like nothing happened, walked back in the house, and a couple minutes later, we heard 2 gunshots. Saw him come out the door with the shotgun or rifle or something. And I just took off running.
Ferguson called 911 and the Sarasota Sheriff's Office arrived around 11:13 p.m.
What we knew last night was that there was a shooting, and that was kind of the basics of what we knew. This morning, things have evolved quite a bit.
The Sheriff's Office investigation revealed Isrig shot and killed his wife and her son, 18-year-old Matthew Beagle, inside the home. Then he apparently turned the gun on himself. Ritigliano Garcia's daughter, 17-year-old Joanna Beagle, was also suffering from gunshot injuries and airlifted to a local hospital.
She's in critical condition right now. We're just waiting to hear about her status, and hopefully she's going to be okay.
A man who lives in a separate unit on the property says he was friends with the family and was heartbroken when he heard what happened overnight.
I found out from the neighbor that there's 3 casualties which really upsets me.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is now saying 17-year-old Joanna Beagle is expected to make a full recovery from her injuries. However, when she does, she will be without her mother and brother. In Sarasota, Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
On to other news now. The Las Vegas mass shooting. Attorney General Pam Bondi is traveling to Las Vegas today to help victims of the recent tragedy. Nevada's Attorney General asked Bondi and 6 of her victims' services employees to help those affected by the shooting. Last year, of course, Bondi's office spent months helping victims of the Pulse nightclub attack in Orlando, which was, at that point, the deadliest shooting in this country until this one. Bondi says the 2 tragedies share many unfortunate similarities beyond the number of casualties.
It's getting the deceased out to their respective states to be buried, flying in family members, flying out the injured, all the other people back to their home states to reunite with their loved ones.
Bondi's staff will also help train those in Nevada to assist with grief counseling, setting up funeral arrangements, and other logistical needs. Weeks after Hurricane Irma hit Sarasota County, its impact can still be seen on thousands of curbs around the county. Sarasota County says it could be till December till they remove all the vegetative debris. The county expects to pick up 250,000 cubic yards of debris over the next few months. Homeowners can speed up the process by putting small piles out for Waste Management's weekly pickup. Trash collectors can pick up debris in trash cans that weigh less than 40 pounds and bounds up to 4 feet wide.
Make sure that it's out in the open, it's not next to power poles, it's not near power lines, it's not over fire hydrants.
The county is also renting 10 trucks to speed up the pickup process. Those are expected to arrive in Sarasota County in the next week. Some Suncoast residents are joining a national movement called the People's Congress of Resistance. They simply aren't pleased with the work Congress is doing. They gathered recently in the nation's capital with the thought that they can do a lot more than lawmakers are presently doing. Here are two of the members talking about that recent trip.
Everybody kind of brought up the opportunities and things that they're working on in their communities, and then we all got together to talk about how we could support each other and work in solidarity.
The goal is to empower the people that do want to make change to take matters into their own hands, meaning serve their communities, fight in their communities.
Issues involved racial justice, health care reform, and also income inequality. It was National Night Out across the country last night, and local law enforcement worked late in interacting with local residents. Police departments in Sarasota, Northport, and Holmes Beach brought people together in a fun way, from face painting to demonstrations and everything in between. This event had something for everybody. The most important part of the event was the interaction, though, between law enforcement and residents.
It helps us build relationships and actually have a good time with the people in our community while sharing crime prevention tips.
I think it's very important for kids to have positive interactions with police officers so that they bond together and really trust one another, and it just builds up the community.
And police and residents say they're looking forward to next year's National Night Out. All right, 5:07 now. Big story here. After more than a decade of discussion, including hours and hours of public input, a lot of it negative, Manatee County commissioners have approved Aqua by the Bay. Thousands of homes on hundreds of acres along Sarasota Bay on Elkhorn Parkway in Manatee County. Our Dwayne Lindo has the story.
Manatee County resident Andy Melee doesn't hold back with how he feels about Aqua by the Bay.
Well, it's a crummy project. There's no question about that.
His group, Suncoast Waterkeepers, serves to protect and restore Florida's environment. He says the developer is doing quite the opposite.
It's overstuffed. It's jacked up to maximize profits at the expense of the environment and the people of Manatee County.
The Medallion Homes development between El Conquistador Parkway and Sarasota Bay would include more than 2,300 multifamily and 500 single-family homes, proposing 16 buildings up to 95 feet high.
In order to pack in the permitted number of residential units, they're going to have to create a virtual wall of buildings. There's no way to avoid it. There's not enough property.
But the main issue, according to Melee, is the estuary enhancement area proposed by developers, which could be 8 feet deep in some portions.
That's what this is all about. That's why everybody's here. That's why all the torches and pitchforks are out.
Created behind a valuable mangrove fringe.
This is where all the fish and a lot of the shellfish, so many commercially important species are protected and nurtured and fed among the roots of the mangroves. And it's the last 2-mile stretch of really high-quality wetlands left on Sarasota Bay.
Despite the opposition, developers say they are committed to doing this right every step of the way.
We have revised the wetland impacts from 13.29 acres to 7.93 acres.
Dwayne Lindo, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
That was one of the changes made by Medallion Homes at the end there. They've also removed the estuary enhancement area and the upland retaining wall, which they say should satisfy the Manatee County Commission. Northport police looking for the thieves who broke into a local business and stole half a dozen golf carts. The crime was caught on camera by a local Publix. 2 employees there saw a cart on a trailer and thought something didn't look quite right. They called police, and the owner of a caddy cart place verified that 6 of his carts were stolen. Northport police are now investigating. An alert this morning for those living in Bradenton. The city has issued a boil water notice for residents after the area experienced a loss of water pressure due to a power failure. As a precaution, all water used for drinking, cooking, making ice, brushing teeth, or washing dishes should be boiled. A rolling boil of 1 minute is sufficient. This is a precautionary boil water notice. It will remain in effect until tomorrow afternoon. In a couple of weeks, drivers in the Suncoast will once again be able to use the new Fort Hamer Bridge in Manatee County. The span connects Lakewood Ranch to Parrish. Manatee County officials now say the bridge will open on Wednesday, October 18th. Drivers got to use the new bridge for a few days last month when it was temporarily open to help evacuees and traffic moves more smoothly before and after Hurricane Irma. The city of Sarasota looking at its options on how to make the improvements at the Bobby Jones Golf Course. City commissioners are discussing what to do about a consultant's suggested $21 million in improvements at the city-owned 100-year-old course. The upgrades include renovating both courses, adding a new clubhouse, a driving range, and much more. Commissioners don't plan to spend that much on the project, but they are looking into various ways to pay for enhancements. The only one to vote against it was Hagan Brody, who referenced the millions of dollars the complex loses over the past decade.
I grew up playing on Bobby Jones at the golf course there, and I want to make Bobby Jones work. I'm looking for realistic plans that keep Bobby Jones in the public domain. More importantly, keep all of that space as open green space.
The city of Sarasota will hold several workshops to present options to the commissioners. Well, here's your chance to offer feedback on a stretch of US 41. The state is hosting an informational meeting tonight at the Bayfront Community Center in front of the Van Wezel from 5 to 7. They want your feedback on their plans to replace intersections with roundabouts at 10th Street and 14th Street on US 41. They also want to widen 41 to include bike lanes and turn lanes and also add more sidewalk space as well. More affordable housing might be on the way to this land in the Rosemary District. 2 nights ago, city commissioners took the first step toward building affordable workforce housing here. The city agreed to put $3 million toward a project called the Lofts on Lemon at Lemon and 9th Streets. It's a former public housing site that's since been cleared for years. The president of the local housing authority says this project would be affordable to a wide range of people.
This is the last free land we have to build affordable housing on. So I think it's a great opportunity. We're also going to have set aside some park space here on this site. So I know people who live in Rosemary are all of a sudden becoming very concerned that with all the zero lot line developments, there's no green space, there's no park space. So we're hoping this will accomplish 2 major needs for the community. One is being affordable workforce housing, and the other is some park space.
The city has been letting students park there from the Sarasota Military Academy. That's going to have to change if this is approved. Russell hopes for a combination of city, state, federal, and private funding. Happening today, your chance to have coffee with a cop in Sarasota. Officers will be on hand at the Serving Spoon restaurant on Osprey this time to talk about any issues that might be on your mind involving law enforcement. Similar events are being held across the country with the hope of breaking down barriers between police and residents. A similar event in Bradenton has been postponed today due to the ongoing boil water notice. The event today is at 8:30 a.m. until 10 at the Serving Spoon at Osprey and Hillview.
You and I can head on over there.
Yeah, I was there last weekend.
Oh, there you go.
What's with your voice?
I don't know.
You okay?
I don't know. I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah, good.
However, it does seem to take a pitch lower, doesn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, well, you can still hear me, and you'll want to be paying attention because I've got some things to tell people about, especially what's going on in the tropics. We've got another area of concern, so we're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes, and of course, our own local weather, what's going on here.
All right, very good.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Also ahead, First Alert Traffic, and our Linda Carson introduces us to a retired nurse who went on to do a lot for the Suncoast community. And later in the hour, the search for a motive in Las Vegas after a brazen shooting spree from the 32nd floor. It's 5:14. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Yesterday, if you recall, we had winds that were starting to gather up some steam as the day wears on, but today we've already started off with those strong winds, and so we're looking at them coming in out of the east-northeast, and some places already at Anna Maria Island up to 24 miles per hour. As we head on down the coastline, you can see it's strong all the way down through the Port Charlotte areas with up to 18-mile-per-hour winds, and that's sustained winds taking place right now. We also are seeing some rain showers moving on in from the east coast, and they're moving through so quickly because of those winds forcing them on over. And you can see some of the showers just to the south of Sebring, but as they continue to move towards the west, we're not seeing a whole lot developing for our area. Farther to the south around Fort Myers, they are getting a little bit more rain. But we are expecting to see about a 20% chance of rain today, and we are going to see those showers coming on through very rapidly, widely scattered rains. But at this hour, we have fair skies along the west coast, 75 degrees for us. Our dew point, once again, at 67 degrees, making it feel very, very nice for us right now. And as you can see around the state, central Florida northward, looking at those lower dew points, and that's what's helping to create that little bit of dryness in the air, more of a feeling of fall is what we're experiencing. Temperatures all around the state are mostly in the 70s, and that's true along the east coast with the exception of Melbourne, and down farther to the south in West Palm Beach, they're looking at 80 and 81 degrees. But right here across our viewing area, we're looking at temperatures pretty much anywhere from 73 all the way up to 75 degrees at this hour. Over Manatee County, 73 in Duet, but as you head on over to Anna Maria, it's a little bit warmer at the beaches, and this is true pretty much all the way down the coastline with our temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. So this morning, what we're looking at is an area of disturbed weather that has taken place all the way down here just to the south of the Yucatan Peninsula, and it's this area that Air Force reconnaissance planes are going to be going in to check out to see if there's going to be any possibility of further development, and we believe that there is 70 to 80% chance of this system moving up towards the north and beginning to move into the Gulf of Mexico by the weekend. So here's the system that we're talking about right now. It's expected to bring plenty of rainfall to Central America as it moves on up towards the north. And then once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, it's anyone's guess as to where it's going to go right now. So this is a system we are going to be monitoring, following up with you throughout the days, and you can see that this is the track right now that it's expected to move into, and it should be moving into the Gulf of Mexico and bringing us plenty of rain over the next couple of days. You'll notice too there's another area of disturbed weather right off the coast of Miami. We've been talking about that now for the past couple of days. That system will also continue to bring wet weather to primarily South Florida, and some of those showers are going to be spreading over to the west coast. But this is the one that we're watching because this, once it moves into the Gulf of Mexico, could provide plenty of rainfall for us in time for the weekend. As a matter of fact, today we're going to be seeing a high of 89 degrees with a 20% chance of rain, breezy conditions throughout the day, and we are looking at rain really being stepped up to a 50 to 60% chance beginning on Thursday. Ray?
All right, thank you, Wendy. Checking first alert traffic now as you awaken this morning. We'll check Manatee County and see a couple issues there on State Road 70, otherwise no real problems. Farther south, continue to see an issue on 41 northbound from Fruitville up toward the North Trail. Also Bee Ridge in the westbound lane as you leave the interstate. South County all clear at 521 on your Wednesday morning. Well, today we're going to meet a woman named Kay Adlin, a nurse who went on to do a lot of good for our community. Our Linda Carson has this week's Amazing Suncoast Woman.
Kay Adlin was 16 back in her Illinois hometown when she fell in love with nursing.
I happened to be able to get a job as a nursing assistant at the small hospital in the town that I grew up in, and it gave me the interest of, yes, this is what I want to do.
And so she was off to make her dream come true.
I got my nursing education at St. Francis College and practiced at St. Joseph's Hospital in Joliet, Illinois.
She eventually moved to Sarasota for the warm weather, and she has a sister in Venice.
I was hired by Sarasota Memorial as a nurse manager for the pre-op and post-op.
And 35 years ago, she met her husband Steve in Sarasota.
Steve had a manufacturing company in Bradenton.
In 1997, Kay was a founding member of the Sarasota All Children's Hospital Guild. She's been volunteering with them ever since. They raise money for the Johns Hopkins All Children's Outpatient Center in Sarasota.
That particular facility has 32,000 visits a year. So children in our community are seeing there.
The Guild funds many things, including a very special playground.
It's really a therapy playground. So the kids think that they're playing, but they're actually using what the therapist is out there with them, and they're improving their motor skills, their balance.
And they've also funded this specially equipped Big Blue ambulance to transport the young patients. And her life lesson?
In giving, you get so much back. And it's just such a joy to know that you've made a difference in the life of all these children that we're helping.
And her advice to others?
Reach out there. You know, in our community, there's so many places that you can give back. Find that special organization that suits you.
And this amazing woman can never sit still. She's busy right now raising money for the Sarasota Outreach Center, which is a part of Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Pete. She's also raising money for the hospital. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Good friends of mine, Kay and Steve Adlin. Way to go, Linda. Thank you. Still ahead, a massive data breach at Yahoo was far more extensive than previous disclosed. In fact, it affected all 3 billion user accounts. And next half hour, the mayor of Punta Gorda was in Las Vegas at that concert during the massacre. We'll hear from her at 5:34.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
I am powerful beyond my wildest imagination.
I will define my future.
I will keep challenging myself to improve.
Because I am a future leader of this great nation.
I will make a difference in my community.
I will not settle for simply chasing my dreams, I will achieve them.
Because I was given a chance.
An opportunity.
At Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
The ultimate leadership experience.
Join us. We'll build a new future together.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
.526 right now. If you want to reach out to us and say hello, there's our Facebook address. Go to Ray Collins, ABC7, or John Scalzi, ABC7 for him as well. Love to hear from you. We all post things on a regular basis. I recently posted an interview with Alex Miller. We had a one-on-one last week that drew quite a bit of comments, so I posted that on my page. Check that out. All other pictures as well. Welcome back. 526 right now. New information about a data breach at Yahoo shows it affected all its users. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details.
In today's Tech Bites, a massive hack at Yahoo.
The company now confirms 3 billion users were compromised by a data breach that hit the Yahoo site in 2013, meaning every account may have been affected. Users are urged to change their passwords and security questions.
A new home device is expected to be among the hardware products being introduced by Google today.
The Google Home Mini is meant to compete with Amazon's Echo Dot. 2 new phones are also expected to be announced at Google's event in San Francisco. And Instagram has come up with a new way for followers to share their opinions.
Users can now conduct their own polls, but by adding a poll sticker to their stories, followers can then choose between sprinkles or plain, boxers or briefs, or whatever is up for debate.
Sprinkles, obviously.
Plain. We're not answering the boxer one.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Quicken Loans.
Maria is an incredible mom. When it comes to helping her daughter, shopping for groceries, unclogging the sink, setting up dentist appointments, and planning birthday parties, nobody does it better. She's also in a rock band. Look at her shred. But when it comes to mortgages, she's less confident. Fortunately for Maria, there's Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. It's simple, so she can understand the details and be sure she's getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently.
You're acting so funny. What's wrong, Billy?
My doctor says I have Skittles pox.
Are they contagious?
I don't think so.
Contract the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Unstop right there. I'm about to pop a cap of fresh in that washer. With Unstoppables in-wash scent boosters by Downy. Oh, it's so fresh. And it's going to last from wash to wear for up to 12 weeks. Unstoppables by Downy.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess?
You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information when severe weather threatens the Suncoast. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, the mayor of Punta Gorda was at that concert in Las Vegas where a gunman opened fire. We'll hear her comments coming up. Plus, 4,000 people on a cruise ship arriving in Fort Lauderdale, and they're not tourists. And the Rays lead the league in something, and it's not good. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, up to Wednesday now, 5:32, October the 4th. I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us, you early risers out there. Wendy Ross up early today, filling in for John Scalzi. Wendy, nice to have you here.
Thank you so much, Ray. We are looking at pretty much a carbon copy of yesterday's weather with a couple of exceptions. We have very strong winds out there this morning already, and we also have fair skies, but we are watching the rains coming in across the southern part of the state, and so those showers have been moving very rapidly in our direction, but they're falling apart over central Florida before they're making their way here, so we're not looking at any kind of problems that should be developing for your morning commute this morning. A few showers are coming on in near the Arcadia area, but for us along the coastline, things are fairly quiet right now. And so we're going to continue to see the opportunity for some showers to come in, but you'll notice that they're going to be so widely scattered throughout the afternoon hours, and there's only a 20% chance of rain in our forecast. So for today, we're calling for a high of about 89 degrees and only a 20% chance of rain, but the winds, they may blow you away. Ray.
All right, talk to you soon. Thanks for the warning, Wendy. There's the roads first off in Manatee County, 15th Street East, showing some buildup there in the southbound lane towards State Road 70. US 41 continuing to show some buildup northbound toward the North Trail from the Bayfront. Speaking of the Bayfront, you might have also seen some issues there along the Bayfront, past the Sailor and Nurse statue and Marina Jack and heading toward Orange and Osprey. Checking our South County map now, a little slowdown there, 41 northbound as you head toward the bypass area of 41 in Venice. President Trump is going to Las Vegas today in the wake of that deadly shooting spree in Nevada. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest.
This plane landing in Los Angeles overnight from the Philippines. On board, gunman Stephen Paddock's girlfriend, Mary Lou Danley, now a person of interest in Sunday night's mass murder at this country music festival in Las Vegas.
Hey, they're shooting right at us, guys. Everybody stay down. Stay down.
The spray of bullets lasting for as many as 11 horrific minutes. These newly released body cam videos showing brave police officers rushing people to safety.
This way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way.
And now our first look at some of the 23 guns, including an AR-15 outfitted with a scope Paddock fired from his 32nd floor hotel room into the crowd below. Part of the arsenal found scattered on the floor once police made their way in and found he'd taken his own life. Investigators revealing Paddock also set up 2 cameras in the hallway, another in his room,
so that the suspect could watch as law enforcement or security approached his room.
Police now hoping Danley can help shed light on the planning and motive for the massacre that left 58 people dead, 530 others injured.
I don't know, like it still hasn't fully hit me. I think it's kind of starting to, but not fully.
President Trump traveling here today, meeting with some of the survivors and their families. He also plans to personally thank the medical professionals, first responders, and some of those heroic civilians who risked their own lives to save others. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Las Vegas.
The mayor of Punta Gorda was at that concert in Las Vegas when the shooting took place. Rachel Kiesling and her husband were there marking her birthday. She recounts the chaos as it unfolded.
I looked over where we had been standing, and there was a guy face down on the ground, and he had it looked like red jello coming out of his head, and I knew he was fatally injured, and there was a girl with him, and I just looked at the two of them and I said, this is real, you know, and that's when we just decided to make a run for it.
The mayor and her husband wound up in separate hotels where strangers offered them a place to stay. They escaped with only a few minor scrapes. After the tragedy, the pressure for further gun control legislation has resumed in Washington. Investigators confirmed that many of the guns used in the massacre were bought legally. So this has brought pressure on the GOP-controlled House and Senate to act on any form of gun control legislation. But House Speaker Paul Ryan said any legislation should focus more on mental illness.
One of the things we've learned from these shootings is that often underneath this is a diagnosis of mental illness. This is why we spent years working on mental illness reform.
So far, no evidence has been uncovered that the Las Vegas shooter had any mental illness. Ryan said legislation for regulating gun silencers is currently not scheduled for a vote. Before the president goes to Las Vegas today, he was in Puerto Rico yesterday to check on hurricane victims. Serena Marshall has the story from there.
President Trump meeting with the military and locals, praising response efforts to Hurricane Maria.
The whole team has been amazing.
Telling Fox News,
we got an A+ in Texas, we got an A+ in Florida, and we may have done our best work here, but it hasn't been appreciated.
And making a comparison not often heard during natural disasters.
Every death is a horror, but if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, what is your death count? 16 people versus in the thousands. You can be very proud.
After the president left, the governor announced the death count had doubled. During the president's 4+ hours on the island, he handed out supplies, at times tossing them at the crowd, even questioning the need for some of those supplies.
Flashlights, you don't need them anymore.
Elizabeth Vasquez Delgado and others living in this 13-story building just 15 minutes outside of the capital city would likely disagree. Just 7% of the island has power back, but more concerning, no food, no water.
Can you drink the water?
No, we cannot. 70-year-old Maria Diaz telling ABC's David Muir she's been drinking the water even though she knows it's not safe. Fearful she may be one that adds to that death count, telling him, I don't want to die here.
The White House has confirmed today they plan to ask Congress for an additional $29 billion in disaster funding. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, thousands of evacuees are now in South Florida. Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Sea cruise ship arrived in Broward County carrying nearly 4,000 people, evacuees from Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. FEMA officials were present also to help people apply for federal aid to help cover storm losses. Before picking up the evacuees, the ship also delivered essential supplies to hurricane-devastated U.S. territories in the Caribbean. A new bill in Tallahassee would set aside at least $100 million per year for a land preservation fund called Forever Florida. The proposal would annually designate a portion of the state's land acquisition trust fund for the program. Now, in the past, the fund received almost $300 million a year, but for a decade has fallen out of favor among lawmakers. The bill has drawn praise from environmentalists across the state.
Oftentimes, when it comes to environmental issues, things have to reach a crisis level before there's forward thinking on it. But we're kind of at that crisis level on multiple fronts. So now's the time for more action by our state legislators.
Forever Florida has weakened since the recession as some key legislators have questioned the need for Florida to buy more land while struggling to manage the land it already owns. A major recall for Publix brand ground turkey. The USDA says the packages were sold at 9 states, including Florida. Apparently, metal shavings were found in one of the packages. There haven't been any reports of illnesses or injuries from that. Officials say you shouldn't take a chance. The meat should be thrown away or returned to the store from where it was purchased. Baseball's playoffs are underway, and last night was the American League wild card sudden death game between the Yankees and the Twins. One-game showdown. Final score, Yankees won 8-4. It's the Yankees' first playoff win in 5 years. Now they'll face the Cleveland Indians in a best-of-7 series. Tonight, the National League wild card game between the Colorado Rockies and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Meantime, a dubious distinction for the Rays. They once again have the worst attendance in baseball. This is the 6th year in a row the team has come in last. About 1.2 million went to the games this year. That's about 30,000 fewer than the previous year even. The rankings could affect the Rays' quest for a new baseball stadium. Some baseball executives say the team could benefit from moving from St. Petersburg to a more centralized location in Tampa. Indeed, an ongoing debate.
I thought, though, that the television audience was very high for the Rays.
I have heard that.
Yes, I have too.
So they tried to build in St. Pete, obviously, and draw a regional crowd from Sarasota, Bradenton.
Right.
Hasn't really worked. Maybe they say if they go east of Tampa toward Orlando, maybe that'll draw more of a regional crowd to go to the games.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I don't know. I think it's so much easier to watch it on television. You don't have to deal with the crowds. You don't have to deal with the drive. You don't have to deal with all of that. So I think that's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, apparently so.
And you can really see it well.
That's true. Replays, yes.
Exactly. And of course, we're going to take a look at the weather when we get back.
Also, first alert traffic and smile. An unusual way to make flu shots more effective. We'll have the story after Wendy's forecast in Health Smart.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the talcum powder hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599. 800-570-7599.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
Miles per hour, and that's going to last all day today. And then it's also just a little bit drier once again because of the dew points having dropped into the 60s. So you can see the winds are strongest right here along the coastline, and as we move farther to the east, they're not quite as strong. But throughout the day, we're going to see these strong winds sticking around, and we're looking at the same thing all the way down through Charlotte County, from Manatee County down through Charlotte County. And our headlines for today, we're going to see those winds 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 30 miles per hour, just as they did yesterday. There's only a 20% chance of rain in our forecast, and the temperatures once again near 90 degrees. That's what we can expect for today. And already we're picking up the rains over the southern part of the state. We've been seeing some showers along the east coast moving in our direction. They're kind of falling apart once again as they move across the state because they're running into some drier air here. So we're going to see some chances for rain a little bit later on, but we're going to keep those chances down to a 20% chance, and we're also going to be experiencing widely scattered showers, pretty much as we did yesterday. But we've got more fair skies in the forecast, more sunshine today, so our temperatures are going to go up. What we can expect over the next couple of hours is these rains to come on through, very widely scattered, as I say, and then later on in the afternoon, a few more numerous showers, nothing heavy. They'll just come on through, moving through very quickly. 75 degrees for us under fair skies, the dew point at 67 degrees, the humidity 76, and those winds right now at the airport out of the east-northeast at 13 miles per hour. And the dew points are keeping things very comfortable from central Florida northward, with readings in the 60s down to the south. It's still very steamy down there. But you can see we're looking at our dew points all across the region, mostly in the mid-60s, so that's why it's comfortable. This is something that's going to make you less comfortable, and that's the idea that we've got another tropical system that we're looking at right now, and Air Force reconnaissance planes will be going in to check out this system. This is the area that they're looking at, and so over the next couple of days, it's going to be moving on up towards the north. It is expected to move into the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to continue to keep you posted on it. Right now, we don't know what it's going to do once it moves into the Gulf, and there's really no way to tell you what's going to happen because there's no center that has actually developed. We'll just continue to watch this system as we're looking at a 70 to 80% chance of it becoming a tropical storm as it moves into the Gulf. So this is what we can expect to see over the next couple of days, a 20% chance of rain today. We up those chances to a 50 to 60% chance beginning tomorrow. Ray?
All right, thank you, Wendy. Checking first alert traffic now this morning. Little 301 build-up there heading toward downtown Bradenton in the northbound lanes. Otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Southbound looks like the Bayfront causing the most congestion right now as you head south on 41. And South County all clear at 549. In this hour's Health Smart, as the song says, don't worry, be happy. It's not just good advice, it also can affect your health. But as Kim Hutcherson tells us now, a positive attitude can also increase the effectiveness of a flu shot.
A good mood can make you more fun to be around, and it can improve your health in a variety of ways, big and small. The Mayo Clinic says optimism not only helps you manage stress, it plays a role in cardiovascular health and even makes you more resistant to the common cold. According to a small study out of the UK, a positive attitude may also boost the effectiveness of your flu shot. Researchers with the University of Nottingham examined data from 138 people between the ages of 65 and 85. They all got a dose of the 2014-2015 influenza vaccine. Scientists took note of several health indicators like mood, stress levels, negative thoughts, sleep patterns, and diet. They also looked at antibody responses at 4 and 16 weeks after the jab. Researchers found that participants who reported a more positive mood also had higher levels of antibodies in their blood. The study's senior author said there are a variety of factors that can affect how well a vaccine works, but believes the study suggests that mood is one of those factors. The study was published in the journal Brain, Behavior, and Immunity. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Good reminder, still ahead your top local news headlines. And an officer risks getting sprayed by a skunk to help the animal out. We'll have more of this viral encounter after this.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
A little wind again today. There's a slightly breezy shot there. You can see the camera shaking a little bit from our tower camera. Looking at the Ringling Causeway, some cars heading over to St. Armand's again this morning. 5:54. Let's check the top local news headlines as you wake up today. An investigation is underway into a double murder and suicide in Nokomis. Detectives say a man shot his wife and her 2 kids. One of the kids did survive. The Manatee County Commission approved Aqua by the Bay, thousands of homes on hundreds of acres along Sarasota Bay. And the Tampa Bay Rays once again are in last place for attendance in the entire league. Some say it's the stadium's location in St. Pete, away from downtown Tampa. Look at this. A police officer in Maine tried to help a skunk. The skunk had its head stuck in a cup. Yeah, the police officer, David McKinnon, risked getting sprayed himself to help the skunk out. Once he got the cup off the skunk's head, it appeared the skunk might try to take a squirt at the officer. Came at him a little bit. Don't squirt me. But the skunk said, good karma, you help me, I won't squirt you. That video has since gone viral. Officer is happy to help and happy to walk away.
Oh, that's a happy way to end a story. That's
Could you imagine?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was around a dog that had been sprayed by a skunk one time.
Yeah. It lasts.
That doesn't go away. It doesn't go away.
It lasts forever. There's a skunk smell on Siesta Key on the road. I smelled for years riding my bike by. Oh well. 5:56, more of Wendy's forecast, local traffic, and local headlines after this. Stay with us.